I just attended the Schwarzenegger Institute's conference on the water shortage in California.
I think that we've had an initiative on the ballot that passed, so the people are behind it. Now we have to go and build on that foundation.
I think that the overriding guiding principle of the Institute since we've been founded is to bring all different thought leaders together, regardless of ideology and regardless of party affiliation, to seek out the best solutions and, of course, hopefully have evidence and data inform and drive those solutions. So that's always been an overriding guiding principle. So I would say here today at the Water Forum, how we organized it reflects that guiding principle. We organized it by bringing leaders together from the state and from local, from Northern and Southern California, from ag and from environment. So, you know, there are segments in our state that are looking at the water issue and simply pointing fingers and trying to, some are trying to blame environmentalists and some are trying to blame the almond farmer, and that isn't helpful. So in organizing this, it reflects our guiding principle of bringing the best thought leaders and all stakeholders together to arrive at solutions that really help the problem instead of just blaming each other. So that's what we found today. And you heard from all these remarkable speakers and leaders and experts two overriding things today. One, we're all in this together. It's not Northern versus Southern California or farmers versus ag or Republicans versus Democrat. We're all in this together. And the other thing is that for the water issue, and that's why Arnold wanted the Institute to host it, because it's complex. It's not as simple as just building more reservoirs or more water conservation. The other thing you heard today is it's an all-of-the-above strategy. It needs to look at everything from conservation to more storage to capturing groundwater to capturing stormwater so that when it rains, we're not washing 80% of it out to sea and not using it. So it's an all-of-the-above strategy.
Thank you. And do you feel that a collective answer to our problems is who's actually taking that away? Who's making the convergence of perspectives?
Well, you know, again, you heard today the discussion of how term limits, how, you know, political leaders are in for a few years and they leave. So is this something they'll tackle over the long term? You heard Kevin Starr, famed historian and USC professor, say this could be 100 years till we get to this new sustainable water future, right? So the other message that I'm taking away from today is how this diverse coalition that you saw represented here today with the PPIC Water Policy Center, with the ag leaders, with county leaders, with the League of Cities, with business leaders, with environmental leaders, this diverse coalition, we have to stay focused and we have to stay together and we have to continue to drive, whether it's public policy changes at the state or local levels, whether it's going to the ballot to the people directly with a ballot initiative, or whether it's consumer and household change.
And what I've taken away from it is not that we're desperately low on water, that we're going to run out of water in the future. California has the same amount of water it's had for thousands of years, millions perhaps. The issue is that it fluctuates and that we are not terribly efficient in how we take care of our water. Furthermore, there is a way to reclaim water that we're not doing enough of, water that could be used several times over, that is not so dirty that it can't be used. We should be reclaiming that water and using it efficiently. So it's wonderful to see a bunch of experts coming together and talking and sharing their ideas because, as you know, most academics have kind of get into deep channels of detailed knowledge and they don't necessarily get outside of their tunnel to go, oh, that person's talking about this too, only with a completely different perspective. So it's wonderful to see people actually get together and share. And what we need, having 4,000 different institutions that control the water in California, there's not one umbrella that can say, oh, here's the new plan, here's the new efficient way to manage our water. What we need to do is really spread information and get legislators who will actually work together with all of those 4,000 different agencies to get more efficient practices. But is California going to run out of water? I don't think so. What we're going to do is we're going to have to start being more efficient. It's that simple.